Nvidia stock investors seem to be very excited about the growth opportunity that artificial intelligence is bringing to Nvidia. Today, I want to take a closer look at two recent updates that could impact Nvidia and its overall growth opportunity. So let's get started. So there are two updates that happened today that, in my opinion, are really driving this stock price up right now. One of them is kind of old news, and if you are an Nvidia investor, you might be familiar with this old news. The second one is an update to ChatGPT, and I do believe this is a huge growth opportunity for the company. First, we see here Microsoft posted that their Azure previews powerful and scalable virtual machine series to accelerate generative AI, and this was posted on March 13th of 2023. So here we can see Azure's most powerful and massively scalable AI virtual machine series was announced today, introducing the NVDA H100 version 5 virtual machine, which enables on-demand in size ranging from 8 to thousands of Nvidia H100 GPUs interconnected by Nvidia's Quantum 2 infinite band networking. So if you don't follow this channel, and a plug here to make sure to subscribe, you might think, wow, this is crazy. Microsoft has these supercomputers with all these thousands and thousands of Nvidia H100 GPUs. But this seems to be old news, right? We did hear in November 16th of 2022 that Nvidia teams up with Microsoft to build massive cloud AI computer. And here we can see that that these supercomputers were going to be the scalable ND and NC series virtual machines that are optimized for AI distributed training and inference. So remember, ND and NC series. What did Microsoft just announce? They announced the NVDA H100 series again. So this is old news. But even though it's old news, there might be certain investors that weren't familiar with this. So it does bring a nice form of eyes or new set of eyes to Nvidia and their overall AI potentials. Before we go any further, I want to thank you for watching, and I need your help to reach my goal of 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you can do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. Also, if you want some fantastic insight into the semiconductor industry, join my other channel, Semiconductor Investing and More, where I use my electrical engineering background to break down the semiconductor market. Finally, I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for their subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode. So I want to say this is more great as a PR sentiment that kind of shows that Nvidia is the true powerhouse here when it comes to AI accelerators with the H100 GPU. I believe maybe the stock price shouldn't move too much because this is things that should have been priced before. Another semiconductor giant that's getting a lot of press here is Intel, right? We can see that these supercomputers are using the 4th generation Intel Xeon scalable processors, which is the recent server CPU that Intel announced. Looking at the specs here, I do believe that Microsoft just ended up purchasing Nvidia's DGX H100 systems, which come with roughly 8 H100 GPUs. It comes with NV switches with interconnect. It also comes with the Intel Xeon scalable processor, the 4th generation. And if we take a closer look at the specs here, it seems that that was the case. So we can see how Nvidia is definitely a huge player here and how it's winning not only in the accelerator race, but also winning in providing infrastructure for these super clouding server provider giants like Microsoft and their Azure platform. We can kind of continue to see a little bit more of how Microsoft is seeing this AI push. Generative AI applications are rapidly evolving and adding unique value across nearly every industry. We saw from Microsoft as it's powering its AI, Microsoft Bing, or kind of shifting the way search engines are used. Next, we also see how Microsoft is also adding AI-powered assistants to its Microdynamics 365, and how they're going to continue to add artificial intelligence to other consumer products as well in the future. So Microsoft did announce that they are announcing, we saw the NVDA H100 version 5, and it's available for preview and will become the standard offering in their clouding service provider solutions. And again, big bullish case for Nvidia here, because we can see AI market is what's driving these cloud server providers at the moment. So if Microsoft is doing something like this, we are going to have to expect that Amazon is doing probably something similar, that Alphabet is going to be doing something similar, especially as AI development is becoming the new norm here for products. So the next news I want to take a closer look at is the one I find the most exciting, and this is the one that I believe is huge growth opportunity for Nvidia and for other semiconductor companies that deal in the accelerator race. Companies like Advanced Micro Devices, right? And this is OpenAI. They did announce GPT-4. And this is no longer just a large language model. This is now a large multi-model model with their best ever results and capabilities and alignment. And you know what that means? That means they need a lot of computational power. And like we saw, Nvidia provides a lot of the solutions here, and we are going to start to see this shift, maybe not in the short term, but in the long term, as more developers start to implement artificial intelligence into their applications, into their solutions, and they're going to be needing some form of cloud server providers to provide the super cloud computing power that they need, like we saw with Microsoft and how they're doing. So this is going to increase the overall demand of GPUs like the Nvidia H100. Here they do mention that, hey, the ChatGPT-4 is the latest milestone in OpenAI's effort in scaling up deep learning. They call this no longer a large language model because it now doesn't only accept text as an input, it's also going to be accepting images as input, and can kind of create, if you show it a picture and you ask a question about the picture, it will emit a text output. So I think that's pretty interesting, but in my opinion, being able to read an image needs more computational power than text to some extent, right? So that's something that's very interesting. And if we take a closer look, this is why I'm excited as a semiconductor investor. So ChatGPT, they do have their Plus service, which is a monthly paid membership. And they mentioned that ChatGPT Plus subscribers will get GPT-4 access with usage cap. So I think this is insane. Even the paid subscribers will have a usage cap on GPT-4 because this is such a demanding system. And they are saying, depending on the traffic patterns that they see, they may introduce a new subscription level for higher volumes of GPT-4 usage. So again, we can see how much of a demand in performance something like GPT-4 needs. So in my opinion, this is going to drive a nice amount of push for capital expenditure on things like the H100, on more CPUs, on more memory, and an overall kind of big bullish case for semiconductor companies. While I am very bullish in this, right, I want to say, just like anything else, the opportunity is huge. But that opportunity is not something that will come in the short term of things. It's something that would kind of show up over time. So if you are an investor that believes that, hey, I want to buy Nvidia right now because in the next year it might triple or quadruple, I don't think that's going to be the case, right? Nvidia is a very volatile stock. One of my bearish points for Nvidia is this is a company that has run up a lot in stock price, right? Up 68% year to date. So this is a stock that I believe is priced to perfection, and any mistake can kind of turn it around. So in the short term, I am a bear for Nvidia because I believe there's a lot of volatility that can happen here and a lot of kind of moving parts. In the long term of things, though, in the long term, when we're thinking about multiple year time frame, I believe Nvidia is a great winner in my portfolio. It's actually my number one position right now, up thanks to these gains, and it's one I have no intentions of selling, but it's one that I understand in the upcoming months and maybe even the upcoming year can probably have a weaker performance to what it has seen right now. So short-term bear for Nvidia, long-term bull for this company, especially with the push of artificial intelligence and things like ChatGPT-4, which is overall going to need more computational power. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you all next time.